Hi everyone. Let me just see if there's any more that come on board. Live chat. Hi Dan. Yeah, just send messages, guys. Hi Stu. Cheers for getting involved, mate. You always do. Appreciate that. I don't know. You probably follow me on. You may follow me on Instagram already. But basically, I just want to talk about memberships and what YouTube have put together, which is a new thing, and it just allows basically for people to become members and to be able to help support really, and try and help out with a few ideas that I've got, going ahead for new engineers. Really, it's not for experienced guys, and I know a lot of you guys are new into the industry and stuff like that. And basically, what it is that it'll enable me to be able to buy boilers, second-hand boilers off eBay, off mates who take them off the wall and replace them and stuff like that. It's like a Patreon, but it's actually through YouTube. So it'll be. I'm just waiting for it to be approved right now because they emailed me earlier, and I thought, you know what, I'll just put it on there, and if it doesn't go anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere. But I'm hoping it will. And if I can get a load of boilers, and basically what I want to do is just create a little workshop where people can come down, and if you're in the top, on the top membership, just come straight down, and we can just start taking apart boilers, and taking bits out, putting them back in, and learning the hard stuff really, of and how to do it. It'd be interesting to get some of the older boilers maybe, because if anybody does insurance work, then you know yourself, you can't just go ahead and just replace a boiler or just say that you've got to replace a boiler. Yeah, so that's my thoughts behind it really. What does anybody think about that? Let me know. I'll be really interested to know. On my Instagram, it's a bit 50-50, but on there's some really experienced guys on there. So they're definitely not going to be interested in that side of things. But for new people, and also if there's any plumbers out there, new plumbers, etc., then I can set up toilets, I can set up basins, and we can look at the do's and don'ts of what not to do. And it would just enable me to do that side of things. If anybody's interested, then feel free. If anybody's got any questions, stick them in here. And we'll just go through them. And there is a new video up at the minute I've just put up just from today. Not the most interesting day, but it was a few things that you may find interesting. One on a programmer that was quite, I didn't know until I read through the instructions from the guy who left the box there already. Sorry, I missed that comment. What was that one? There we go. The more I can learn, the better. Yeah, mate, same as we all, Stu. Yeah, Dan, no, definitely right. Every day is different, mate. You never know what you're coming across. You can think you're going there for one thing, and it turns out to be completely the opposite. You just have to sometimes not listen to the backstory that gets given. Hello, mate. What are you doing on here? How are you anyway, Mr. Central Heat King? Yeah, but yeah, if anybody would be interested in signing up to that, then I'm definitely I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, it'll be there as an option. And I think the more people, the more traction that I get, then it'll be just brilliant, and then just arrange for people to come around any times and just get it sorted out. Yeah, no, I'm good, mate. I'm good. I'm glad you're on here, mate. We still got to do a video together, mate. Still got to do a video together. We need to arrange that. I don't even know where you are. Where are you? Where are you based? Yeah, so yeah, just had somebody on YouTube. Yeah, Jeremy. Sounds like he's interested. Yeah, so I'll definitely be going down this route. I think it'd be good to just take borders apart, especially when you're not, you're new to it all. Um, yeah, mate. Yeah. Um, oh, Jeremy. Oh, there we go. Oh, cheers, mate. Yeah. Yeah, Jeremy. Um, so I'm based in Hertfordshire. So yeah, I think it'll be something that I'm gonna organise. Obviously, I don't know where you are, but yeah, feel free to. The lads jumping on YouTube while I was watching Love Island. Yeah, I think that's about right. Century King. Yes, we do, mate. I'm in Wigan near Manchester. Uh, to be honest, mate, mine's uh, YouTube's going fine. It's growing steadily. I suppose um, like every few days it'll go up and up and up. Um, but no, not really noticed anything like that. Jeremy, you're in Reading. Oh, mate, you're not far. You're not far. 45 minutes to an hour tops. Yeah, definitely, we can definitely organise it then. And Dan's in Swindon. So yeah, no, in Hertfordshire, if you want to, it'll be something that I'm going to organise. So you will see a link at some point when it gets approved. You'll see a link on there for the membership side of things. There'll be um, three different memberships. So it'll be like a basic, middle, and like a top one. And the top one, we can do pretty much anything really. We can meet up. My goal is I would like to go out and meet, just go and meet everyone, and go and do a day with people, and stuff like that. So I think it'll be interesting way of doing it. Mr. Central Heaton, when should we organise it, mate? We should definitely organise it. I think it'd be an interesting video. That's what I was thinking. If you'd be up for it, mate, then we should definitely do it. Yeah, definitely. But Jeremy, I won't respond then. Right, let's see what's going on here now. Yeah, Dan, that is a shame, mate. Yeah, where did you say? Swindon. Yeah, it's a bit far to travel for a second-hand boiler. PB, good video. Cheers, mate. Yeah, Mr. Central Heat King, I will do. I'll message you. We'll get that organised. I think it'd be a good one. I'll just book a Friday off, take everything out, and then I'll just come straight up and we'll just get that organised. Um, uh, I was thinking to get one myself and do that because I'm in a flat. It's hard. Yeah, that would be a bit difficult, mate. Would be a bit difficult. Um, but yeah, it'd be interesting for the new people to get involved. And I mean, I've done a I mean, so last year now went to a 20-year-old Potterton Suprema and ended up having to change the heat exchanger because it was blocked. So the what's it called? The fins in the middle where the heat and the ppms would go through just weren't. So it's just building up so much. I had to change it in the end because I couldn't clean it. You just think it's 20 years old. Just change it, but it's not the way the insurance goes. Unfortunately, you have to keep it on the go. Second hand for you. I'll keep. Next couple I take out next week. Oh, Alpha and Biazzi. Biazzi will be an interesting one, mate. Definitely. Cheers, PB. How you doing, mate? a Biazzi because they're so tricky to work on. They've got like weird pump proving switches, which is old school and stuff like that. So I'd be really interested. Yeah, no, I'll definitely take them off your hands. I'll have to get a bigger van. But yeah, yeah. Cheers, mate. How's your YouTube coming on then, Century Heat King? How's it coming on? Yeah, Dan, they are decent boilers. They they're just one of them, yeah. That circuit boards go and they're like 300 quid for a new circuit board or whatever, but they just 20 years, 25 years. I think my missus' mum's was 28 or something like that. She was saying it's still going strong. I said, just don't let me look at it. just just keep it away from me. Yeah, they are decent boilers. Mate, it will do. And maybe if we can, you know, join up, then mine will go your way and yours might come my way. It can be a bit of a trade-off. Um, so yeah, we can definitely look at doing that. And I think it's yeah, it'd be something interesting as well, especially like you're 4 hours away. Um, be decent. I think. Jeremy, take a day off and come down. Definitely, mate. So as I say, this you'll see everybody will see this membership thing as soon as it's been activated and it's been approved by YouTube. And I'm literally going to be looking for like a small workshop, and then I'm just going to be hammering, looking for boilers, taking any boilers off any mates that I know of that I can go and get. I've already got like a new style kebab heat exchanger, like Green Star, like one of the ERP ones. Got one of them. I've got a system boiler, Valent 630, I think it is. And I think I've got an old Turbo Max that I can get my hands on easy. Cheers, PB. He nicked my idea. Only joking, mate. It's sad. What boilers outlive normal condensing boilers these days. It's so true there, Dan. It's so true. And they are only designed really to last their warranty period, I suppose. And even in that warranty period, the manufacturers are looking for any reason to get out of it. When they go there, they're looking for something that they can't, that it's been installed wrong. I don't know, filter in the wrong position, flue not correct, or whatever. They're looking for any reason for them not to work on it, which is understandable. But it just puts I suppose it puts the installers under a bit of pressure as well, because if they warranty it and then I don't know someone comes out, then yeah, and they say they can't work on it, then because of whatever reason, then it becomes very difficult. Oh. But who's enjoying a day in the lives as well? Like, is every day too much for anybody? Like, I keep wondering that myself, like whether it's too much, whether it's a bit overkill, because a lot of the problems at the minute is what I'm trying to keep it as fresh as possible. So any jobs that are the same that we've covered, I'm not going to go over again. And that's sort of like what the. Do you watch them, mate? I'll be interested to know. Like, do you watch them? Do you? Yeah, because I've watched a few of yours and stuff like that. No, I like it, mate. Being able to save myself. Oh, nice one, Nigel. Yeah. Oh, lovely. Okay. Well, it seems like I'm doing it every day then, which I don't mind, to be honest. I actually quite enjoy it. It's the amount of times that you'll see that I've taken a part out and then I have to put it back in again to take it back out again. It happens all the time, so I'm just getting ahead of myself. Nigel, yeah, mate, it's every day is. Oh, cheers, Stephen. Every day is very different, isn't it? you know, and we get so many different problems, and you know, you're expected to fix things straight away. Take my time, Jeremy. Take my time, just doing a bit of safety check. Yeah, Jeremy, I've literally spent a year, you know, working, just literally just servicing Valent boilers and doing all the wet works on the boilers. So that was literally it. It was literally just servicing. Say I was doing 10, 12 a day service wise, doing you know 2 or 3 pumps in a day, plus valves and all that sort of stuff, all over really from North London, borderline central London, and then going out as far as Southend, Chelmsford, Braintree. I was going everywhere, mate, and it was killing me. It was hard, very, very hard. But you have to put in the graft to you know to learn more. But after a year of servicing, I didn't. I didn't learn a lot on the boiler side. I was still terrified of even changing like a G10 seal on a boiler and all this sort of stuff. Doing the pumps, valves, all that sort of stuff, it was second nature because I was doing, you know, say 20 a week potentially. Um, so yeah, it was really, really difficult, really, really stressful. And towards the end, I was having to offer 7 day capacity as well to work for them as well, which was just a killer. I could do 6, but then the 7th day, the Sunday, I was just a write off. Just couldn't do anything. It was just too much, you know, throughout the week because I was doing. Well, you think about it, say even sometimes up to 15 jobs in a day, you know, and plus the travelling and all that sort of stuff. By the end of the week, you know, you've really put in some mileage, and also the amount of jobs you're having to crack out in quick time as well, because it would have already been pre-diagnosed by Valent. So Valent would go in there for a potential boiler issue on a warranty or on their insurance. Then they would so they would go there and they would say nothing to do with the boiler. It needs a 2 port valve, or it needs a thermostat, or it needs a pump. But you still have to do your own investigation when you get there, because you can't just go along and just like be like, okay, yeah, they've said it needs this, and just change it because it might not be right. So yeah, it's still you know a lot of work, but it got me good with wiring. It got me good, really, really good at doing all the wet work side of things. So capping and bunging, quick changes, all this sort of stuff, and you know, learning that side of things. So that's why now I'm a lot more sort of confident in that side of things, and yeah, it really helps. But yeah, that was a really stressful first year into being gas safe. I was a plumber before that, just doing maintenance plumbing for probably about 5 or 6 years. I started off in a school, just doing general maintenance and handyman stuff and all this sort of stuff, and then went on working for a local company to me, and I was just doing the maintenance stuff, but I was doing 8, 10 jobs a day. Toilets was my sort of, I suppose, my strong point. That's where I was sort of, you know, I was really good at that side of things. And I know it sounds stupid, but it was good because I was able to get really technical with it. So I was able to like just change like the washer, or you know, I would know what the problem was before I even walked in, or what the part number is of what I needed to order before I even walked in there. So I'd know what I was walking into beforehand. So yeah, it was really, really good in that side of things. I didn't really do anything with the heat inside, so that's when I was like, right, I need to do my gas. And then in between the two lockdowns, or the first 2 lockdowns, I'd done my I sat my ACS. I'd already done my MLP side of it, then sat my ACS in between the 2 lockdowns, got gas safe then in that summer, and then but at that point I was actually working for a builder who was working in the hospitals, in the COVID wards and stuff like that. So because I got made redundant from that company that was local, 2 weeks into being furloughed, so I had to buy a van off of him and go and do my own stuff. Found a builder, started working at the hospitals. Awful, really, really stressful time because obviously no one knew what they were dealing with at that time. And yeah, very, very scary. I was having to like wear all full gowns, all the thing all over me, wipe my tools before I went in, wipe my tools when I went out. Scary, crazy time. And then obviously I left that and then started doing the Valent stuff, which was brilliant. And that's sort of like helped me to get to where I am now. What are we saying on here? Let's go back. Central Heating. Yeah, mate. I watch the same people as you probably. Wow, Nigel, on a drill rig in the North Sea. Bloody hell, mate. Mate, I'm so sad. I watch YouTube videos on working on the rigs. I'd love to do it. I think. Dan, all the daily can't beat sitting on the sofa with a beer watching someone else. It does help, doesn't it? Does help. Wish we could earn money that way. Maybe one day. Nothing better than watching people struggling like me. Yeah, mate. We all struggle. Like you probably saw me today. If you've watched that video going through, just that programmer. I mean, I know it's simple, but if you don't know it, you don't know it. And then luckily the instructions were there because the box was there. So I read it and then saw that pin was still in the back, took it out, and it separated the two, hot water and heating. Now I know that. That'll be one of the first things I'll check on one of them really. Yeah, Steve, mate, it was a nightmare, mate. It was a very stressful year. Fine. Oh, cheers, me, Jeremy, mate. Yeah, no, I hope you, mate. Honestly, you got me on here. You can follow me on Instagram. Give me a message. We can organise something. As I say, there will be the membership thing that will go live at some point, and then once we've got that, and then once we start building up the traction on that side of things, and as I say, this money it's not for me. It's to try and build something for people. So I want to build somewhere where people can come and learn and actually just take boilers apart. Because I find when you go and do some of these courses, like I've done the Baxi course when I first started, you can't really get hands on. And I think, and it's all well and good taking apart a brand new dry boiler that's never had water in it before, but taking apart an older boiler, which is what we're mainly going to be working on for breakdown side of things. So getting to learn all the little bits, what to remove, how to get it out. I don't know, even down to PRV changes. I mean, I can put the pipes at the back, put them, tight together so we can actually get involved and actually work out how we're going to remove that PRV from a Worcester the easiest and quickest way. Yeah, the Baxi one does sell out quick. It is pretty good. Someone said to me, Nigel, all the best, mate. That's what I do in maintenance at college. Yeah, and Jeremy, that's the best way I learned. It allowed me to spend more time on toilets and tap changes and all that sort of stuff. And even I used to go into the plant rooms and try and get my head round where everything goes, what it does, what valve does what pump's in use, and all that sort of stuff. That's what I used to do a lot of. I've heard the Worcester, Dan, I've heard the Worcester ones are really good. Not actually done one. My friend done one recently. He said it was really good. The Ideal one's meant to be pretty good as well, from what I've heard. Stephen, electrician by trade, retired due to bad health. It would be great if you can explain the differing wiring systems. Mate, 100%. This is something that we can do in this membership. 100%, mate. We can, and as I say, I can go into it more in depth. It will just give me more freedom and more ways of actually being able to give you more content. Oh, Dave, someone's put on there. Nah, not for me. Don't do paying to watch, etc. But I just want people to know the videos are going to stay the same. If Dave, if you're watching, the videos are going to stay the same. That's not going to change. It's just on the actual learning side of things. So don't worry about that. But Stephen, yeah, we can definitely go through that. Dan, yeah, no, yeah, that is the bulk of it, isn't it? Is the live neutral nerves, 100%. But sometimes I can still understand, when it's crammed into a little tiny little single socket switch. I can definitely understand why it gets confusing. We know we're going there for two wires, or one wire. If you're looking at a wire plan, you're looking for the white for the heating, for instance, or you want to know if it's sending power to the boiler, you're just going for the orange, etc. But it can get a bit. Dave, cheers, mate. Jeremy, yeah, definitely, mate. What's the best manufacturer to go on? There's not one I can say to go on in particular. you're going to be looking at the Baxi one. The only thing with the Baxi one, the first days I feel like it was a bit of a waste because it was just going about how electric works and all this sort of stuff. I found that a bit boring. But the rest of it was really good. And they actually do go over the mega flows and do some fault finding on that, which is quite good. Valent, yeah, is really good. And the Worcester one, yeah, definitely. Oh, great videos. Cheers, mate. Thank you. Really appreciate it. I wish I think I wish this Dave's was on here because I just wanted to know that it's not like that. The videos won't change. It's going to stay exactly the same. So this has probably changed over, and you've probably seen the end of my video as well. Just going on about the membership. I say that we'll get to that at some point, but I'm going to be looking for spaces to go to and all that side of things very, very soon. So if anybody lives local, got any boilers, send them my way. Yeah, still in review. Right, I think I will end it there. Has anybody got anything else in Hertfordshire, mate? Whereabouts yourself? As I say, with the membership, there'll be 3 different things, so we can, interact more, and whatever it will progress. It will progress. And as I say, with regards to having a space where we can all get together and just literally Jeremy, no, I'm going to do it as part of the top membership, but I'm going to need some guys to be on there to be able to fund it and to be able to help. Obviously, this is all coming out of from me. Oh, Pell, mate, you're only out the road then. You're only out the road. Yeah, I love a bit of St Albans. Good night out. I grew up in Boreham Wood, so you definitely know there, I'm sure. Carl, yeah, mate. But the thing is, though, the courses are brilliant. Don't get me wrong, but it's nothing beats experience as well of doing it day in, day out. That's why the jobs I pick up are always. I try and just do breakdowns now. I don't try not to go. Stu, get drunk and could have a mini bar. Stick a mini bar there, mate. Leicestershire. Okay, bit of a trek, but I think it'd be worth it, especially if Stu's got anything to do with it. It sounds like he's going to be bringing the beers, so I think that'd be a good one. Cheers, Stephen. Thank you very much for getting involved. And as I say, I will, mate. Literally, listen. The only thing I want to say to you, mate, is that what I've got planned with it all is that it will literally be tailored to you. So if there's anything that you want to learn, as you say, with regards to the heating system and stuff like that, the wiring, 100%, mate, we can go through that. And I can just go through the quick, easy tips that I've picked up and that I've been told and shown. I think it'd be good. Stu, you got the laughing faces, but the beers will be coming. Yeah, someone's put on here, great idea. So yeah, I think it's going to be, for the new engineers, it's going to be perfect. Been doing this for 18 years. Yeah, mate. And I think 2 years, first year, trying to get your head around it, and then you can settle into it a bit more. It becomes a bit more repetition. That when you're turning up to a boiler, you're taking it at face value. I don't listen to any backstory what the customer talks about. Not interested in that. Apart from what the issue is. Don't want to know what the last engineer done. I don't want to know what happened last night. Just want to know the core issues, so then I can diagnose it down to what I think it is. And on some of it, I'm getting there, but some of it, PB, cheers, mate. Yeah, on some of it, just even down to that Worcester Red Seal, that when it starts leaking, it can cause the intermittent overheat. I mean, that when I found that out was literally, that was a bit of a game changer really, because it didn't make sense. I was trying to work it out, and I was like, what is going on here? The pump's good, the plate is fine because the hot water's fine, heating's working fine. Put the case on, it's all working fine. But then you go away, and then 2-3 hours later, it's gone again. You're like, what is going on? And the first one I done, I think I took the plate out, cleaned it all out. There's nothing wrong with it anyway. Put a new pump on there, and I was like, this is still going. And then the Red Seal. It was the Red Seal that was leaking onto that green thermistor at the top, and locking it out when the case was on, because the heat was building up, and that's your overheat stat. So it makes complete sense once you've done it. And even on the boiler yesterday that I put up with regards to them Potterton Pro Maxes, the intermittent overheat. I feel like I've got that in my head now as to why that happens and what happens and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, Jeremy, it's going to be happening very soon. We've just got to wait for it all to be like approved on YouTube. I think everyone should spend 5 years servicing it, only just to get to know the range of boilers that are out there. Trial and error is the key for getting 100%, Carl, 100%. I done a year, as I say. Have a bit of a background in plumbing and stuff, but I think the plumbing side of things, every engineer should have a background or a good idea of plumbing, because that sometimes it isn't a boiler fault, and sometimes people can get confused by that, and they can go down that rabbit hole of thinking it's a boiler fault when it's actually a system fault. One being, just springs to mind, is F83 on a Valent Eco shit, or an EcoFit Pure. They're literally terrible, and they come up with F83. They come up with the what's it called, the little egg timer and all that sort of stuff. I mean, that there, people think it's a boiler fault. You can go down the route of changing the thermistors, all that sort of stuff. I've taken them out before, tested them, they're all good, putting them back in, trying to work it out. And then spoke to Valent. They would literally just say it's a system issue and that's it. And I was just like, no, I need to find out a bit more into this. So I managed to find one bloke who explained it a bit more to me. So you need to have permanent life, ideally, doesn't need to be, but ideally, permanent live, pump overrun, and a bypass, automatic bypass, because what happens is if there's no pump overrun, because the valve shuts and it turns the power off, then it just means that the flow and returns, when it restarts again, are going to be out. The differences are going to be out. So then it's just going to lock straight out on a F83, or it will just come up with the egg timer until it sorts itself out, and that can be 45 minutes to an hour. At sometimes I've been there before. So yeah, that's one thing, is definitely that. So yeah, it's just, every day's a learning day. But yeah, well, I will bid everyone farewell. I hope everyone has a nice evening, and you'll probably see me again tomorrow with another video. Oh, here we go. Systems that are airlock can be a nightmare. Implementation large shop system can be tricky to explain to customers. Yes. I was just about to go, but you've got me started now, Carl. I wonder what everyone thinks, how we're going to deal with this in years to come, because obviously we've got to think these heating systems are now getting up to, say, 40 odd years old and all this sort of stuff, and they've never had any work done. They're open vented. They're troublesome as we speak anyway. What are they going to be like in another 10 years? Me and my mate Chris, we were talking about this the other day, and I just wonder what they're going to be like. How are we going to get around it? So we're just going to end up having to repipe all these systems because power flushes don't always work, as we know. It might clear 90% of it, but one thing I'm finding as well is a lot of radiators, the flows are boiling hot. You change the valves, which we know is not going to, I know already that it's not going to cure the issue. Do it just as a peace of mind for the customer that you're trying to do something, but it just won't return. And there's obviously a blockage in the return. That's very, very hard to explain to someone as well. But I just don't know how we're ever gonna resolve that. Microboard pisses me off, mate, as well. That was just the worst design ever. Can't flush it really. Probably can, maybe with a mains flush on one of them thorough flushes or whatever. But yeah, I know exactly what you mean, mate. It's just a nightmare. And yeah, trying to explain it to people that you're gonna have to spend say 1,200 quid, depending on how many radiators they got, on a power flush, is a very awkward conversation to have with people. But yeah, I'm going to do this again because I enjoyed this, and I'm definitely going to do it again. So maybe I'll do it like maybe once a week. Jump on and just have chats about the week, what people have done. If anybody's here and I don't know, if you've got your own plumbing business and heating business and all that sort of stuff, and you want to do a meetup, we can do a meetup. We can do a day in your life. I think that's a video I'm aching to do, is to meet up with another plumber, go out with them for a day and just do a day in their life of certain jobs we're going to, and just have a chat with them, van tours, tool tours, all these sorts of things. I think it'd be brilliant. And yeah, that's definitely something. So if you are that person that wants to do it, message me on Instagram, same name as on here. And cheers, Carl. Really appreciate it, mate. Oh, mate, thank you. Yeah, no. Yeah, anybody who's got a plumbing business, hit me up because we can definitely do that. And yeah, I'll see you again soon. Cheers, guys.